at the DSEI Japan 2023 show, and we have a special guest here, retired Air Force Vice Marshal Gary Waterfall, who is the advisor to the DSEI Japan show here. He's a DSEI Senior Military Advisor, Aerospace. Mr. Waterfall, CBE, served with the RAF for 34 years, and his time with the RAF included multiple leadership roles, including Harrier and Typhoon Force Commander, Air Officer Commanding No. 1 Group, UK National Air Defence Commander, Deputy Chief of Joint Operations, Permanent Joint Headquarters UK, as well as serving as a team pilot for the Red Arrows. Upon his retirement in 2018, Waterfall turned to advising and monitoring across the leadership, defense, and aerospace sectors, working both inside and outside of the military defense with the professional mantra of making good better. He joined DSEI as Senior Military Advisor at a time of significant innovation and growth in the military, aerospace, and space sector. Thank you for this opportunity to interview with you today, Mr. Waterfall, and welcome to the DSEI Japan show for 2022.
Jerry, thanks very much. It's great to be here today.
My name is Jerry Sapan. I'm here at the DSEI Japan 2023 show. I got a very distinguished guest here. Air Vice Marshal Gary Waterfall is a military advisor to the DSEI show here in Japan. He's a CBE, served with the RAF for 34 years, and his time with the RAF included multiple leadership roles, including Harrier and Typhoon Force Commander, Air Officer Commanding No. 1 Group, UK National Air Defence Commander, Deputy Chief of Joint Operations, Permanent Joint Headquarters UK, as well as serving team pilot for the Red Arrows. Upon his retirement in 2019, Waterfall turned to advising and mentoring across the leadership, defense, and aerospace sectors, working both inside and outside of the Ministry of Defense with professional mantra of making good better. He joined DSEI as Senior Military Advisor at a time of significant innovation and growth in the military, aerospace, and space sector. Thank you for this opportunity to interview with you today, Mr. Waterfall, and welcome to the DSEI Japan show for 2023.
Jerry, thanks. Great to be here.
The Global Combat Air Program featured prominently at DSEI Japan. Why is this program so important to the Japanese government and the defense industry?
Jerry, it's absolutely fundamental. Look at where we sit as a world right now. Look at the illegal aggression of Russia into Ukraine, which is really setting the tone in this second decade of the 21st century, that of conflict. Then look over in the Far East and what's happening, the resurgence with Russia, leaning towards in China as well, and the activity that's building up and building up. Then what you see is Japan recognizing that they are not well equipped from a quantity and from a quality perspective to be truly defensive as a nation. So as a result, DSEI 23 has grown in stature, grown in size. To turning your specific question about the Global Combat Air Programme, in the United Kingdom we had the Future Combat Air System running, centred around a platform called Tempest. Late last year there was an agreement signed between the United Kingdom, Italy and Japan for the Global Combat Air Programme. That's going to deliver first aircraft into service around about 2035 across those three nations. It's a bond not just for the next year or so. This is going to be giving for the next 40 years. The first aircraft's going to fly in about 6 years' time. It's a real turning point for relations between Japan, UK and Italy, and frankly between Japan and Europe as an actor as well.
Right. Well, thank you very much for that. Has the show seen significant growth since the first edition in 2019?
Yeah, Jerry, it has. So DSEI Japan first ran in 2019, and the idea is it would be every other year. Because of the global pandemic, we had to delay the show for a couple of iterations, hence we find ourselves in DSEI 23. DSEI 19 here in Japan, we had round about 163 exhibitors. Today on the floor plate, we've got about 260. So about a 64% increase. You look at the footfall compared to 2019, it's up significantly, from around about 7,000 up to about 13,000. And I think what's really important is look at the number of international delegations in here on the floor. Double, triple what we had in 2019. And that, once more, is a real marker about where this unstable and uncertain world sits and the need for Japan to look more externally than they have done hitherto, but also for the rest of the countries in the world that believe in the rule-based system to be aligned and working with Japan and working with the region to bolster the security of defense.
In terms of first-time exhibitors at DSEI Japan, are most of them coming from a specific region or sector?
I think it's spread over many, many regions, but also over all the domains. We talk a lot in the United Kingdom about multi-domain integration. I think until recently people thought in their stovepipes, so the individual domains, it might be space, it might be air, it might be land, it might be maritime. We've realised, and all of the Western allies have realised, that the only way to get the most out of it all is by integrating across all the domains, which is why what you'll see on the floor plate, some non-traditional industries, some small, medium enterprises, as well as large defence primes, all working together in unison.
Right, I took a notice of that myself, walking around the floor earlier today, from Taiwan and elsewhere.
So look at a great exhibit actually is the Australian stand.
Right.
So within the Australian stand, many small, medium enterprises that have all got their booth under the banner of Australia. They're looking at the exports that they can bring for the greater good, not only of Japan, but for the other international delegations that are here. And look at the international delegations. We've got Nigeria here.
I took notice of that, a big group.
Yeah, a large contingent from Nigeria, but all around the world. Those people that have the same values and principles that we all strive for in terms of a rule-based system, they are here, in strength compared to where we were in DSEI 2019.
Right, I ran into some of the Nigerian, Australian members earlier. That was interesting.
Their chief of defence staff here is great to see.
So Japan has traditionally preferred its domestic industry when it comes to defense procurement. Have you seen signs of this beginning to shift recently?
I think it is shifting, and it's shifting in both ways. So Japan realises that it's got some really smart manufacturing technologies, development technologies, and this industrial revolution we're in right now, the fourth industrial revolution technology, is spinning so quickly. They're well aware of what they're doing within their own country, but they've got a need to reach out to get the best of the capabilities. Likewise, the rest of us outside have got a lot to learn from Japan. And again, returning to the start really, the Global Combat Air Programme, making the most of Japan industry, Italian industry, and UK industry. And it's much broader than the primes. Within the whole supply chain here, there's room for everybody. And I think what's really important, and we've seen this already in the last 2 days, the main countries are here, but it's actually engaging our supply chain to making sure that we're getting the right parts, the right equipment at the right time to be world beating. I mean, this is going to be a 6th generation platform, and outside of the US, it's going to be on a par with anything else that's out there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time, Gary Waterfall, and I'll appreciate and good luck to you in your representation at the DSEI Japan show here.
Hey, thanks, Jerry.